Hello, race fans. Welcome into Studio 3 for another edition of Backseat Drivers. I have Jonathan and Zach. We are going to talk about the All-Star race because there is a lot to talk about. I think the headline, we had some great racing, but I think the headline coming out of the weekend was little Clint Bowyer and Ryan Newman action.
Yeah, I don't want to talk much about the race. I want to get that fight off my chest. Boy, oh boy, he looked like a rock'em sock'em robot out there.
It was kind of, yeah, it added a little spice to the end of it.
A lot of people didn't know what led to the fight, but I think the whole story behind it was that Ryan Newman got a little aggressive on the cool-down lap. Clint Bowyer did not like that. He let his intentions be known. Yeah. I've never seen Clint Bowyer, other than Phoenix in 2012, run as fast as he did.
Well, here's the thing, too. We gave Michael McDowell a lot of flack for keeping his helmet on, and Clint probably should have taken his helmet off. I think the difference there is Clint was so mad. I honestly don't think he thought to take his helmet off and go over there. He wanted to get over there as quick as he could. Throwing punches at Ryan Newman through the window of a car, it's almost like shooting a .22 at a tank. It's not going to do much, I don't think. It's Ryan Newman. He got out of the car unfazed. So the point was given to Newman, and, I mean, we had something to talk about for sure.
They're both hard racers. They're both, aggressive, but Newman's is like that needling little, just subtle. He doesn't take any stuff from anybody. But it's just that subtle, nagging type stuff that really gets under people's skin. And so that's kind of how they've raced throughout their careers, it seems like.
I said it was like a scene from Step Brothers. Like, you were a lap down. No, I wasn't a lap down. Like, it was, it made me chuckle. And it was, I don't know. I don't want to say it was great to see two people fight, but it's great to see two people that care so much about, racing for $1 million and are mad after they don't win it.
Well, we saw Clint get a little aggressive with Eric Jones, just a talking to. He told me on Saturday that it was just an old guy talking to a young guy and telling him some wise advice. Have we ever seen Clint this mad? I know Phoenix 2012 going after Jeff Gordon in the garage.
He was more mad. He had more to lose then. I mean, that took him out of a championship, and I think that's the bigger thing.
When I was driving away from the track on Saturday night, the Concord Mills sign has them appearing together this week, Ryan Newman and Clint Bowyer.
Yep.
So I'm interested to see how that goes. So was there a right or wrong side? Is anybody right or wrong in this situation?
Boy.
I mean, if you wreck me on the cool-down lap, I'm going to try to punch you in the face.
Yeah.
Well, he did.
But I could also, I mean, if I don't know. I don't know what Clint did on track to make Newman that mad. So
I think they had been racing so hard.
Okay,
I mean, there was some chopping off there, and I think – there's so much of wanting to protect your position, and the rules package has kind of grouped people to where they're running closer together. We saw that with how people were running 3 wide, and there was some 4 wide stuff at times, which we hardly ever see at Charlotte. I think that part of that probably stokes some of that fire.
I don't think this happened, but I just kind of in my mind and playing it back. If Newman was so mad at Bowyer because maybe Bowyer went up and blocked a run like Jones did to Bowyer last week, that's the only thing that can make this better.
Ironic that would be. Well, Kyle Larson got a little bit of the attention taken away from him, but he was so excited in victory lane. I know it's not a points race, but it's been a while since he's been in victory lane. And the racing that we saw during the All-Star race, I think, was some of the best racing that we've seen all year.
Built off momentum from Kansas for sure, and I'm buddies with one of the guys on that Ganassi pit crew. Me and Stephen Price actually went to high school together, and I was talking to him in victory lane afterwards, and I'm like, man, this got to be a morale booster because in 17 they had 5 wins, and then last year they had all those second place finishes and couldn't quite get it done. And they've made a couple shakeups over there on that pit crew as well, but they've stuck together as a unit. And going out there and winning anything. Let's not forget, they had the longest day on pit road and on the racetrack because they had to win the Open to get in.
They definitely needed a boost. I mean, to see them, kind of come out and, shake some of the bad luck, the doldrums that they'd been in. I mean, it was a good mark for the number 42 team, even though it didn't count for the points.
Yeah, same for the 43. So shout out to Bubba too. They needed that.
Yeah, he did.
Definitely.
That was a great storyline with him and Ryan in the garage too. I think that was one of the highlights of this weekend as well.
Yeah, it was good to see.
Definitely. Yeah, the Open, just had great finishes. It seemed like all around. So good stories that came out of that, and I think those are the people that we thought would come out of the preliminary.
So it all boils down to, at the end of the night, just come for the Open, stay for the All-Star race. Good show either way.
Well, it did put on a good show. Charlotte Motor Speedway, the Monster Energy All-Star Race. We saw a good one. A lot of highlights coming out of that race. But we're going to stay at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Coke 600. You can catch that on Fox coming up this Sunday at 6 p.m.